All
What's up,
right.
Dave? Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. Can't complain.
Good, good. We are here with a special edition of Talking Tubi.
Yes,
We're
already
breaking,
into a very special episode.
yeah, we're breaking our own rules. But it's
Well,
worth it, right? Well, I
well,
think it's worth it. I don't know what you think.
oh yeah, I actually, first of all, I haven't been to the theater in a long time, very long time actually. I can't remember the last thing I saw. Probably some horror thing. But I left. It was a fun time at the movie.
So we are talking about the new and improved Fall Guy.
The Fall Guy, Ryan Gosling. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Emily Blunt
Emily Blunt
and
and a lot of stuntmen.
last stuntman. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, let's get into it.
Yeah, basically an ode to the stunt profession.
Yeah.
They bring up a few things about the treatment of stuntmen, and the one thing that I found crazy that I never really thought of before is that they do not give awards for stunts. And you think, as important as they are to the film industry, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, seriously.
With every
Um,
little special sound effect editing thing they have and all that, it's pretty nuts because those guys are crazy.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, I mean, it's no joke. I mean, there's still you're still getting hit and you're still falling. You know what I mean? So you're
Oh yeah, they
still
made
a
a
lot of
point.
pain involved.
They made a point to show the beating that they
Yeah,
take, which of course uh, they do. So, what did you think?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I mean the story itself I didn't care about. You know, it was goofy, but it was like if you watched the Fall Guy, the actual TV show, or the A Team, or any one of those shows from that era, it was about as silly as that. You know what I mean? And I loved it. Um,
It's funny. I remember the Fall Guy theme song with his truck.
yeah.
I don't remember watching the show all that much as a kid. I remember it on reruns.
Yeah, and it's hard to find. I looked for it.
Uh,
There's really no place that you can find it. You know what I mean?
do you know who the
Um,
original Fall Guy was played by?
yeah, it was. I just what's his name?
Lee Majors.
Lee Majors. Also
Lee
the
Majors.
the $6 million man.
Was that him too? Because that
Yeah.
was a couple sound effects that went on.
Yep. Yeah, they put
Yeah,
him in there.
they hit it fun. They hit it fun.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Ryan Gosling, stuntman to, of course, megastar a hole.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really it's um Ryan Gosling, stuntman, starts getting more attention than the actual star. So there's a well, I guess we shouldn't actually spoil this one, right?
No, let's maybe talk about spoilers in just a little bit here. I guess you are correct, sir.
But
So let's go a little bit before we get into it. But yeah, him and Emily Blunt, very good chemistry.
yeah, that was great. Which is like I said, it's
She's good. She's good.
yeah.
It was good. A little bit like Top Gunish with the well, I guess they with the little introduction. Thank you for watching our movie in the movie theater
Yeah, yeah.
kind of thing. But
Yeah.
it was yeah. I went at 10:15 a.m. early bird special. It was good.
Yeah, so I'm about a week out from seeing it, so you're gonna have to
Yeah.
uh, do some of the details. But
Okay.
I just know, I mean, I love Ryan Gosling in general. I think I think he's pretty solid. Uh,
Yeah, he can do it. You can tell he did a lot of those stunts. He can do all that, but he's funny. He's pretty
yeah,
funny. He's
yeah,
hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's a well-rounded actor. I
Mhm.
think. You know what I mean? In
Yeah.
general,
Yeah, it was good. No one took it too seriously, the
right?
movie either. No one took it too seriously, and yeah, it felt like an episode of The Fall Guy, the A Team, and Miami Vice thrown all together.
Yeah, yeah,
And we're definitely the
yes,
demographic, I would
yeah.
say,
It
men
was
and
very,
women.
it's
It is
very
a love story.
unapologetic. What's that?
It is a love story throughout, which I thought it was going to start dragging for me, like the little misunderstanding. Like, well, I thought she told me to come here, and that little. It gets annoying when things get played out a little too. Like, just tell her, like, come on, just tell her already.
Right, right.
Misunderstanding, but that actually ended up playing a huge role throughout the movie, and everything kind of came full circle. So I'll allow it.
Right. So there was one point in the movie. So, like I said, it's kind of hard because it is a fresh movie. But there's one point in the movie where it gets really meta in the sense that they start talking about the script of the movie that they're working on, and they discuss the split screen. And then the movie the Fall Guy went to split screen. What did you think of that whole thing? I mean, it was kind of cheesy, but I kind of thought it was fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was fun as well. They were talking about it. The whole movie was meta a bit, kind
Yeah.
of the ins and outs of shooting a big budget film,
Yeah.
which was cool. The murder plots was, yeah, it was good. It was good. Like you could see it happening. Very believable, not too over the top.
Yeah.
You
And
could
the actors, the producer,
Gail. Her
yeah,
name's Gail.
she's great. Did you see Ted Lasso? She was in that.
Was she the owner of the soccer team?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I thought she looked familiar, but
Yeah.
yeah, she was good. She played that skeezy producer
Yeah. Really
role
well. Yeah. Yeah.
perfectly. Yeah, and then yeah, the plot against them was interesting. How they came about. I thought it was going to be over a few times. It had one of those. Yeah, I thought it was going to end, but it just kept going. It was a little bit longer than I thought, but yeah,
Yeah.
it kept going though. But it was a total satisfaction ending.
Yeah, there are so many fun like callbacks. And like I said, I don't want to like get too into it, but like there's just
Well,
so
let's
many
just
little
go.
things. What's that?
Let's just go to spoilers. We liked it. I liked it. You should see it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I
Uh,
loved it. If you have a chance to see it in the theater too, I think this is one that's worth seeing in the theater.
yeah.
It'll probably be fine at home, but I just think there's something extra with the explosions, and it definitely was almost like a ride. You know what I mean? It
Mm-hmm.
reminded me of when I was a kid. I went to Universal Studios and I saw the A Team stunt show, and
Yeah.
it had
I
that
saw the
feel to
Miami
it.
Vice one. I
Oh,
saw the
nice.
Miami Vice one. It was.
All right.
There was a boat that blew up. There were guys shooting machine guns. It was one of the gnarliest things I'd ever seen as a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty great. All right, so let's get in.
It kind of resembled the boat chase scene at the end when he goes over the propane, the tanks. Or
Well, that was the point he made. So, okay, now we're going to get fully into it. Like
we're
early in the
into it
film,
now. We're
yeah,
in spoiler territory.
he remember he was wearing the Miami Vice stunt show jacket, and he
His
said
first, yeah,
that's what I thought was so funny. He says, "Oh yeah, I was in that show, and I learned to jump a boat over a ring of fire backwards, and I got to do it so well that I could do it with my eyes closed and my hands
yeah.
tied behind it." And that's exactly what he ended up doing.
Oh my god! You know what? I didn't even think of that.
that was the big joke there. It was like he actually did the thing that, I mean, I guess his eyes weren't closed, but his hands were tied behind his back.
Yeah, and the stunt man looked like he was tied up to it when it landed up. You could tell.
Yeah. So yeah, that cracked me up.
He was. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? So basically, ultimately, it was he got set up. So he in the beginning he's the stunt man to this megastar, and the megastar got a little bit jealous of whatever
Right.
attention he was getting, and you find out at the very end that in the opening scene, Ryan Gosling basically breaks his back, and
Yep.
he beats himself up because
In a
he
stunt
thinks,
gone wrong. In a stunt,
yeah,
he thought he miscalculated, but
right.
it
So
turns out he didn't. He wanted it
right,
to look as real. Why did he do that? He wanted it to look as real as possible.
who the star?
Yeah.
Or no, he was upset because he thought he was getting more attention. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah. So he
So
took him
yeah,
out.
and then
But it's really a love story. It's really the love story between Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
Which that actually drives the whole entire narrative, because he gets kind of caught up with everything, trying to help her out to keep the movie going, because that's the line that the producer fed to him.
Right. Yeah, and so he gives up his career as a stuntman, and it was a pretty fun scene where he's basically a valet at a restaurant, and he takes someone's car and just does donuts. He does donuts in his Hellcat.
A douche's car. He takes care of his car. Gets the call that Jody, his ex-girlfriend, is now directing a movie, needs him to do the stunt work.
Yeah.
But then gets wrapped up in the whole. I like the plot. It was cool. He admitted he originally thinks that he's originally sent out to go fetch Tom Ryder. Pretty much, he thinks he just needs to go grab him and bring him back to the set.
That's right. So yeah, there's a whole. So then he gets there thinking he's being asked there by the director, his ex-girlfriend. He's not. And then the producer basically says, "Hey, we can't find the star." And that's where it gets like Fall Guy-ish, because like the TV show, like the Fall Guy was like, I think he was a retired stuntman, but then he was like a private detective. I don't know. I felt like he was getting into
detective. He did crime
yeah,
solving.
yeah. So
on the show weekly.
yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of a genius plot. We murder somebody. Let's call a guy who looks exactly like him, put him over the video. So that was kind of cool how they worked all that out and kind of played everybody, the producer and the star,
right.
and
Yeah.
until through a series of events and pretty cool set pieces.
Yeah.
Set pieces. The criminals do get brought to justice, and his name.
Yeah, and what I love it is so over the top, and if you're going to get, I mean, nothing about this is like realistic at all, but I love the way they trap the star to confess. Is they tell him he's going to be in a setup, fake shot of a car jumping over a giant ravine, and then so this was like hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get this one day setup, probably, because what they did was then they strapped him in the car, and lo and behold, it's a real car, and Ryan Gosling jumps in the so they built a car where the passenger is the driver, and then to get this guy to confess.
Yeah, I'm sure they have those kind of stunt setups. I'm sure they have those stunt setups for someone else to drive the car. I know they have that as far as I'm not sure if Tarantino talked about that in Death Proof, the Kurt Russell movie with the stunt car. But they have where they can get the shot with the guy in the driver's seat, but someone else is actually driving the car.
Yeah, so I believe that, but I just think it was funny. I just loved it because they basically take off, and then there's 3 bodyguard BMWs following him, and they just blow those cars right up.
Yeah, it was cool how they use. I'm sorry, go ahead. They use stunt team coordination to kind of bring them down.
Yeah. So it was like, and then at the very end they get so into it, they're like stunt team unite, and they have a full on brawl. It was great. I mean, I loved it.
Yeah, and she used it to get the Comic-Con shot. She also got the shot that she needed.
Yeah.
Did you see the little teaser of Jason Momoa throughout the movie at all?
No. Was there one earlier?
I think so, because I recognized him. It was one of the Post-it notes that the guy kept on his Tom Ryan kept. It was, how do you spell? It was, and it said Mamoa or MOA. It was like, how do you spell Momoa? Kind of. That was kind of fun. I thought that was funny in itself.
Yeah.
A little nod, and then at the end when he was the replacement for. Good stunts, good comedy. It's the little nods and jokes that I don't know if they were improvised or what, but there's some funny stuff.
Yeah, I mean, all around. I don't know how you like. I don't, you know, what I mean, I think this is a one-off. I don't know how you make a sequel to this or whatever, but
no,
it was.
I'm not looking for one either. I think it hit everything, but as far as the remake of a '70s show, it was up there. It was,
I mean, I get annoyed when they do that and they take it so far from the original concept. You know what I mean? This one, I feel like I enjoyed. You know what I mean? It was just enough of the Fall Guy, and it had, like I said, the storyline. They were able to like play with it enough to say, I mean, it's outrageous, and you should accept that because that's what we're doing here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good time. Good time. Good effect, good stunt work.
And
I highly recommend it. Did you see the A-Team years back, Bradley Cooper?
I did not. I think I saw parts of it.
They made it serious, and it just they made it. They made it pretty dead serious. It just didn't do it.
Yeah,
it didn't do well, but Yeah, it's fun. Good time. Good
Yeah,
solid.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Uh,
So I did a little bit of research, and I've already forgotten my research. But to tie this back into Tubi, if you want to enjoy
right.
any of these people, the director, I forget his name. That's not great, but he it looks like
The
he
Matrix. He did.
directed or co-directed the first John Wick, which you can watch on Tubi. Um,
Yeah.
with Ryan Gosling, there's Lars and the Real Girl. That's a real great movie. There's Half Nelson or Full Nelson. Oh
Yeah, I
boy,
didn't know what to make of the real girl, man. That was interesting. It turned out to be a character study of a.
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't a comedy.
No, it was not. No, but so
But
and
yeah, his a wide range of work in it. It yeah, it's
and
good.
Emily Blunt has. There's only like 2 of her movies available on Tubi right now,
Okay.
and I cannot. Oh boy, this is poor podcasting here. I can't remember what it's Wild something.
Well, just check your easy to use Tubi navigation system,
Yeah,
and you can
just
find
you
it.
just type in their name, and you'll find them. So yeah, I mean, I loved it, and yeah, I highly recommend it. And if you're going
Yeah.
there looking for a masterpiece of, it's not going to win any Oscars, but
So it's an ode
but
to the stunt. It's an ode
yeah,
to the stunt
yeah.
profession,
So yeah, so
and it's a
all
good
right,
time. So see you later,
all
buddy.
right, all right. I'll see you, man. All
Thanks,
right,
guys.
bye.